Oh yes, it's Emirates TV again, and today we have an interesting topic before us, and I have with me here.
I'm Mr. Shedrack.
And
Today, Emmanuel.
okay, I know probably our young ones will like this topic, and even our elderly ones, our mummies and daddies. So the topic today is acquiring degrees equal to making money to earn a decent living in Nigeria? I'll be discussing with people I have here with me. So from this topic, what can you tell us?
Well, we have a notion in Nigeria that says school is scam. And I think it's a harm to our young ones. I'm not saying not going to school is bad. I'm not saying going to school is bad. I'm not saying acquiring so many degrees is bad, but I don't see it as a yardstick to get a job or to earn a living in Nigeria. I will stop there for now. Let's continue the conversation. I have a lot to say. I have a whole lot to say.
Especially
I have a whole lot to say.
Okay, we see, like you said, people are saying school is a scam. School is a scam. So, is school actually a scam? Is school actually a scam? Can we do without school to survive, to have a decent life in Nigeria?
School is not a scam, but school is not the true test of knowledge. That is why we have the emotional quotient and emotional intelligence and the IQ and your EQ. If you have a very good IQ, I don't think you need education per se to earn a living or to make impact in life. I don't see a reason.
We are talking about Nigeria.
About Nigeria, that is, we are retrogressing every day in Nigeria. That even a first degree will not even earn you a decent job. I know persons with first degree, engineers who are gate men. True, it's not hypothetical. I know them. An agricultural engineer, he's a gate man. Just because he wants to earn a living. And he actually had to pack from Abuja and came down to Delta because he could not survive in Abuja. He saw something better. I think not even up to 100,000 naira difference.
5 years in school.
5 years doing engineering is 5 years. So to some extent, I don't think Nigeria is help. Our educational sector in Nigeria is not actually the true test of knowledge, because with your first degree, we're not even going down below first degree now. We're saying first degree, that is a university degree or an HND certificate. You cannot use it to get a decent job in Nigeria. And you cannot even use it to say you want to use it to use your brain to get a job. You must have an agent who you will pay, and they will deduct that money from you for the next 3 years before you can start having your salary. Serious. If you go to Lagos, there are so many agents, there are so many persons in Nigeria that their job is, if they see it's like an agency. They have new graduates, that's fresh graduates that come and register with them, and then they hook them up with jobs. When they now get the job that is supposed to be free, that person may not be qualified, but because he paid ₦1 million, even in civil service, because he paid ₦1 million, you see somebody who is not qualified getting that position
because of the money
because of the money he has paid.
Okay, thank you so much for that, sir. So what do you have to say to this? Would you say, okay, let's stop going to school, let's get into business, or let's just do business, or let's just go to school and let's just have the certificate? There's this pride in having certificate.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. If I am to say something, is acquiring degree equal to making money in Nigeria? I will advise that everybody, if you have the opportunity to go to school, go to school. And not just going to school, learn a skill. If you have a skill, you learn, you go to school, add your skill to that knowledge, and
There is one
explore.
of our show we talked about skills and not about balancing
Yes,
skills and that.
yes.
Please, if you haven't watched that show, you can go through our videos. You'll see them. You need to watch that session. Please, you can
So,
continue.
so it's an advice, it's an encouragement. If you are going to school, go to school. As I'm talking to you, I just came back from school. So it's good you go to school. It's good you learn a trade. Yeah, you learn a skill or a trade, so that maybe if the certificate is not giving you what you want after acquiring the certificate, if you have not been able to acquire a job, to get a job, then let's certificate do something for you.
Okay. I heard something. You said if the certificate is not giving you what you want.
Yes.
Students spend time in school, spend years, spend money. Isn't the certificate supposed to satisfy?
Yes, it's supposed to satisfy, but the country, the condition of Nigeria as we speak now, calls for you going to school, not just going to school, but learn a skill.
Imagine your school fees for one semester is times 3 of the salary you will earn after school. So how do you see that?
From what my colleague said, I don't see reason why I should go to school and learn a skill. Why should I not just finish secondary school?
And have a job.
And no, why should I not just finish secondary school and go to a mechanic shop? Don't you think it will pay me better than spending 4 years, 5 years in school and still come out and go and be flogged by because they must flog you if you are learning a skill. They must tell you to kneel down.
Yes.
It's the truth. They must tell you to kneel down.
Despite
Despite how
how mature you are.
mature you are, you must kneel down. You must
When you
submit
come late,
to.
you must go on your
submit
knees.
to the higher authority. And I am a graduate. Why should I subject myself to that humiliation if we are not living in a backward country? So I went to school.
Yes.
I am an advocate of learning skill, but it is because of the frustration in the country. That is why we are saying let them learn skill, because if I want to learn a skill, I should just finish high school or secondary school as we say it, and I just go maybe go into AI, push my life, or I just go into cloud computing and I push my life. I don't need a degree. I don't even need a diploma for that. If it is the skill they want to employ me with. So I'm not saying school is not a crime. It is not bad. But I should not waste 15 years of my life
Going to school
and still come out and learn a skill.
Learn a skill.
Yes.
So preferably it's better either you learn the skill before going to school.
Without going to school. Or you
So
go to
you are
school.
standing to doing one.
Yes.
Either you learn a skill.
Yes. If we don't take it by force in this Nigeria, we will not move forward.
That is your own opinion.
Yes, that is my opinion.
So-
One should face one aspect. Either you
if
are
I
going
want to
to
be,
school
if I
or
want
you
to
want
be,
to be
if I want to
an
be a
entrepreneur.
farmer, if I want to be a farmer,
Yeah.
the government should provide
Oh,
everything
equipment you need,
for me
everything
to
you
be a farmer.
Yes.
And I can now employ an agriculturist to come and work for me. Because he wants to earn a living. I am a farmer. I have the skill. I have the funding from government. He just comes with his educational background. Yes, it's possible. Even in the advanced world.
But the government will prefer sponsoring the
The
man who
elites
has gone to school, who has the academic knowledge.
Let me
of
ask you this
agriculture.
question. Did Mark Zuckerberg go to school?
No,
Is he poor?
no,
Did he employ graduates?
yes.
Did he employ people from
Who are the
Harvard?
people working for him?
Who are the people working for him?
Graduates.
Okay.
It is because we are not living the
You know,
life
this
in
topic is
Nigeria.
interesting.
This is where I was actually coming from in my next question, because I wanted to ask, because there are certain fields and industries, I don't know, is it that these fields, this industry, is it that having these certificates is more preferable than having these skills? Do they prefer the certificates, like for nurses? If you maybe you went to school, you did BSc and then you come out with your certificates. When you go out there, people are rushing BSc, but there are people that study this nursing like really really well, but maybe not BSc, and then when they go to seek for jobs, people are like, this certificate is somehow, is this okay, they didn't go through BSc, and so there is a limitation. So now, in a country like ours, does it mean that this certificate speaks more? Because there are industries where we need these skills more. There are industries where probably the certificate is what they need, and those people don't have the skill. How do you think that is? I don't know if you get my question.
Yeah, I get your question. You drew an analogy from nurses. I will draw mine from nurses also. Yes. There are courses that are, when you study them, they are skilled. They are skilled courses. You cannot go to the mechanic shop and say you want to be a nurse. You must learn. If you've seen a nurse in the training of nurses, they don't just sit down in classrooms.
Not at all.
From their second year or their part 2, they start going for clinicals.
Yes.
They start acquiring the skills,
Practically.
real life skills
Practically.
in the hospital. Now, if what you are advising that child to study will give that person a real life skill, I don't know if you get my point.
Yes.
Is that the you drew your question from
Yes,
there?
yes.
Now, that sector of the economy will require a certificate and the skill. Because you cannot know one and not know the other.
But yes, I get your point. But that's why we are still talking about this country of 18, Nigeria. Because plainly, BSc, once you have BSc holder, you are superior. But sometimes we find out that there are some academic sectors where they train them with theory and practical. We're not saying that BSc they don't do practicals, but for instance, that nursing school and BSc in the university, these nurses in BSc, they do more of theory. They do more of theory works and than those who went to nursing school
of nursing.
They are always doing practicals right from the time they are doing practicals. And nurse was telling me like, she did BSc, so she was like, don't mind, these people that went to school of nursing, they are always proud that they know practicals more than those who went for BSc. So she was like, okay, if they know the practical and they don't have the theory, how are they going to work? So this is where I'm coming from now. The skill and the knowledge, the certificate. So there are industries where this is needed. How do you think that will be balanced?
Okay. Balancing the skill and the certificate is very important. Because you cannot run an industry with just very intelligent people who doesn't know the job.
You need hands to do it.
You need hands on hands job. You need to balance everything. That is why you must have integrity in your HR. If your human resource does not have integrity, they will just hire so many persons with certificate or with connection, and your company will run down your company. So you must seek for those persons who really know the job first. Now, practically, there are persons with experience. I don't think there is a new industry in this world that has not been
existing before.
Yes, that has not been in existence. There must be somebody who has experience. First, you must pick those persons with experience and the skills. It's not necessary that they will have master's degree or a PhD in that thing. They must if they have, that's why they say there are some rules in seeking for a job that they will tell you must have 5 years experience, you must have 10 years experience. That is because they want somebody in that role. They could employ somebody with a 1 year experience and that person has a PhD already, but that person will still be under the person
with 5 years
with 5 years to 5 to 10 years experience. Because that person with 10 years experience, imagine, I'm not giving credence to say bricklayers are better than engineers. I'm not giving credence to that. But imagine a bricklayer with 20 years experience, and then somebody who just came out from the university that studied civil
engineer.
just graduates, and he wants to boss that bricklayer. That is where contention comes in. We don't need, if that person has the experience and then you have the knowledge, the theoretical knowledge, you need to calm down, bridge the two together. Let Nigeria grow. We are talking about Nigeria.
Yeah.
Let the country move forward.
Thank you so much for that. So the skill is important, the certificate is important.
Very important.
Now we need jobs. This is where all this is channeling to. Do you think that there are systematic areas where we could work on these things for it to be that as a BSc holder or as a graduate, you have to work hard. You as a BSc holder or as a graduate from any school, whether you went through university or other parts of the university, that as you are coming out, there should be a job for you. There should, like, I know that our mummies and daddies used to tell us that then when they come out from school, jobs everywhere. You even be doing shakara, which one you say, okay, I will resume next, don't worry, next week. Don't you think that should come back? Because going to school, spending thousands, even millions of naira, school is no joke. Spending money in school and then you are coming out, you are looking for a job. What do you think should be solutions to this? What do you think should be done?
The solution to this problem is a national problem, and I think the solution lies in our hands. I fall back to the issue of acquiring a skill. If you don't acquire a skill, you will be lacking behind after graduating from the higher institution. You'll be looking for a job up and down, and then they will be telling you, there's no job. And it will, if you keep looking for a white collar job, you may not survive. So that is why it's good we acquire a skill.
Okay. So that's for acquiring skill.
Yes.
Now, don't you think there should be solutions? What do you think should be done that when these young people comes out from school, that there should be a job waiting for them? They should be fixed that, okay, you graduating from this course, this job is waiting for you. Don't you think, what do you think should be done? What should be the solution? Is it the government should do something, or the schools where they attend should probably have jobs secured for their students and all of that?
The thing is, I'll start from the ending part. Like the Bible says, and we say in church, charity begins at home. Now, in school, they will not look for a job. The school will not give you a job. The school will just broaden your mind to seek for a job or to create a job for
and
yourself.
release you into the labor market. As a government, we need to take risk. The government should take risk.
I don't think it's a risk to help your own people.
We should, when I mean risk, we should not dwell only. Nigeria, our major revenue source of income is oil. We should take risk. We should venture into tourism. We should open an industry in tourism, arts and culture. We should open an industry in textile. Let us empower our Aba boys. Let us empower our village boys pounding oil. Let us export our red oil. Let us not just say, okay, it is sustainable for us. No, let us start exporting it to other countries. Let us create different sources of revenue.
So you mean when these people graduate from school, they should come into oil or something?
They should go. There should be diversified sources of income for the country. We should not just base our income on just oil or collect tax from people. Because what we are using to make money in Nigeria now is
taxation,
either oil or tax. Thank you.
All right, thank you so
and
much.
Another thing.
Thank you so much. Our time is up, sir.
Okay.
Our time is
No
up.
problem.
Okay, so this is all we have, because our time is not by our side. So for you, what do you think? Going to school, and after all the money spent in school, you are coming out to still look for job. Sometimes you feel insecure, you feel that you don't need to stay with mommy and daddy, you need to do more things for mommy and daddy, and then there's no future to that. What do you think we should do? What are the solutions you would prefer to us? Let's see that in the comment box. Thank you for watching today. This is all we have today on Emerald TV. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.